Well, having fun here in the garage. I took a little nap and I feel a little better. So I got these replacement panels that came with those cars, because that car is way worse than this car, which is kind of funny because, like, I mean, it ain't good. That thing's just gonzo. But the guy who owned it before me was fully intent on rebuilding it. So got all these replacement panels. Look at how, so this is, I think you can see how much of a difference there is there. This side's the most worse on this car. I think we're gonna, so this is all pushed in here. I'm pretty sure we're just gonna cut this right there at the seam and just pull this whole thing off when we redo the heater channels here, because there ain't a straight bit on this corner. Got this piece, which honestly, this piece, not that bad. All right. But also pretty easy to switch out. And this piece, look how bent that is. So we got here. Yeah. So it's pushed in, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches. So we're gonna fix on that. But we're gonna take, I think we're gonna take this whole front clip here, just right here. Now this is gonzo, but we have that piece. This, we might actually just cut it like right here. Let's just go right across and graft it onto that, because the bottom of that's not near as bad as this. But this isn't pushed in right here, so that's already better than the other car. The fenders he's got aren't too bad, but we also need to redo this, because this is terrible. These are all pushed in and bent in every which way, and this is beat. So I'm probably gonna drill the couple of spot welds that hold this apron on, which this is kind of a special apron because it's a 67, so it has this special opening. Pop this off. I have another one over there that's actually not that much better than this one. We might just rebeat on this one until it plays nice. Then I think we're gonna add holes here with reinforcement for carburetor adjustment, because I'm running dual Webers. And it just makes it a little easier to get to the adjustment screws, although I have ones that are flipped around, but that's neither here nor there. Now, I think we got this guy. Let's see here. I don't know what this piece is, but I think, let's see what it says. Side plate. Oh, I know what this is. This piece goes right here. But on mine, it's not that bad, because we're replacing the heater channel, and mine's not gonzo right here like the other car. So we might not need that piece, because I don't know if you've seen this car, but there ain't much in the back here. Then, what else parts do we have? We have a lot of parts. Here's that rear clip I was talking about. It's also a 67. See the little inset there. We got a 68 hood. It's probably going to go with that black 68 over there. I got late model seats. Got another set of late model seats. Got 67 seats, which are kind of a 1 year only deal, but they're beat to hell. And under here, oh, here's my heater channels, my replacement heater channels. And the floor pans, oh, don't mind all this shit. Floor pans are hiding under the RV here. Probably should go grab them out of there so they don't rot. But it definitely needs it on this pan. Well, we're putting it on this pan, which it's not that much better. The craziest thing to me is both the gas tanks for these cars are like really nice. Because every bug I've ever had rusted out gas tanks. And these are both, like this is the one out of that car. This one has its own fairly decent gas tank. It's got the wrong front end on it. So it's got 4 lug. But we know it's a 5 lug 67 car because there's the transmission out of it. And I got the backing plates right there. It's a odd duck, but we're gonna hopefully do some body work today if my body lets me. Well, this is working out. I added some clamps so that this wouldn't move, but it's working out just fine. I'm gonna use the chain hoist, or the, what's that thing called? Not chain hoist, the come along. Hook it up to the back of my truck and just drag this beam out from underneath it. Plop the body back on the trailer here. Move the body to the backyard and then start stripping this pan so that I can make it roadworthy. Fun, fun. All right, well, we got the body off the pan, and the pan is on its wheels / a jack hooked up to the truck with my chain, my come along, and I was able to pull it out. I had to rig up a ratchet strap to the back here because this thing's so front heavy because the guy chopped the whole rear body out of it. So the balance point should be like right there, but not really because this thing's so rotten. And for anybody wondering why I'm not using this body, well, there might be a few reasons. It's not exactly like I might steal the firewall out of this. That's about the only thing that, and the hood that was on it. That's about it. Well, now I got to find a dolly or something to put this on. Move this away. Pop this back on here, and then start on resto and this guy, because I have the pans hiding too far underneath the camper over here, probably rotting away. Probably already look like this. That's fine. Then I got to move this guy over here once I get this body in the backyard, and then I'm going to roll the body out of here, roll the pan that we're restoring back in the garage, and then we'll start working on it. But that's probably where we're going to stop for today because it's already like 10 o'clock and the kids are with Papa, so we'll see. I'm just glad I got this done today. So, all right, well, we moved the Tahoe out of the way. We got this on a dolly straight from the Costco. Still need to address that. That's on there. Truck's moved. Let's see if this rolls. Oh yeah, easy peasy. That's what I like about Volkswagens. You know, I really love American cars, like my big ass Tahoe, just because they make everything very convenient. But it's really hard to beat working on a Volkswagen because they don't weigh anything. The parts are cheap. You can get them everywhere. You can customize it any way you want. Lower it, off-road it, leave it alone. Be a super stocker guy. Anything you want. All right, now let's wash this up. Then we'll play musical Volkswagens. Well, the body went on pretty easy. It doesn't weigh anything. Guess I don't really need these anymore. The pan has sprung a leak, so that's always a good sign. I like when my pan leaks mysterious brown liquid all over my driveway. And but we got this ratchet strapped with one ratchet strap, which would be plenty fine for getting to the backyard. I got to get this scooched out of the way, and then I can move this with the tractor, and then we can move this back into where this is. Actually, no, we're going to move this into the garage. We're going to switch the body out to right here. Might have to scooch that pan over a little bit. And we're going to swap over the transmission and rear axle from that onto this. Address the leak. Swap the pan, the front end on, because that front end seems like it was rebuilt fairly recently. This one is beat to hell. Like, this one looks like I used it. And it's the wrong one. It's a 4-lug. It is a ball joint, at least, but be a good spare. Maybe I'll make this one, chop this one up and make this my lowrider one, because I'm swapping out the spindles anyway because it's getting Willwood disc brakes. So maybe we'll just chop this one up and make that the front end. But the steering box on that one, way nicer. So definitely taking the steering box from the blue car. All right, next step. All right, well, we got the trailer hooked up to the tractor. It won't lock, but we got safety chains. It's not that far. Want to take a ride with me? We got a tailgater here. Super duty. Alright, I guess I actually have to fix it. Got a slightly crunched F-250 bumper back here, and I think I might have just slightly crunched it some more. There we go. Let's get this over here. I don't know why my house insurance said I needed to get rid of this. It's a perfectly good, almost perfectly good, slightly bent, like 2012 3/4 ton Ford front bumper. There's the treehouse. We would try and pop it in here. Now let's just leave it right here. All right. Oh, actually, let's go put it up by the old chicken house. That's what we'll do. See if the lawnmower has enough guts. Still good back there. Back this bitch in. Trying to stab me here. Alright. Let's turn that into that. Then we'll Forward time. What am I running into? Alright, that's probably good enough. The thing's so light I can move it around by myself anyway. So, keep it here by the junk pile. Got trees going through my junk pile, and that's a little too redneck for my taste. Alright. Fun, fun, fun. Alright, well, we got this Volkswagen where it belongs, in the junk pile. Let's ride back to the front yard. It's right over here. Ta-da! Let's park it right here under the tree. Alright. Now, gotta move the pan in there. With that pan, I guess we can just scooch it over to get the body out. Roll the body out where the other body was. There's no point in doing body work right now if the pan doesn't work. And then go from there. All right. Well, we got that body there, or that pan there, the one we're restoring. This one, the one that came out from under this car, is where our transmission's coming from and our front beam's coming from. Probably some other parts. This is our body. Body needs to go there. It's on a dolly I made, so hopefully the dolly survives that long drive. I'm gonna bring that into the garage. Well, this thing pushes easy breezy. Got it out of there. I think I'll do a quick sweep with the leaf blower. Get all this. And we got our cutoffs and extra bits. And then we'll roll that body in here. Maybe we'll pressure wash it first. That's what we'll do. We'll pressure wash the pan first, and then we'll go eat lunch. Genius. All right. Well, now I got all my ducks in a row. I'm gonna pressure wash this, then roll it inside and have lunch. But this body's where it's supposed to be till I start doing body work. I might pull that hood off and throw a different hood on it, like that one. Just because I don't want that one to get rusty, but it shouldn't rain for a few days, so we'll be okay. Yeah. I'm gonna pressure wash this with my sketchy pressure washer. And we'll pull the transmission off this one. Then maybe the front beam, and drag this pan somewhere. Maybe we'll swap that front beam to that front beam. And then we'll get to drilling out 1 million spot welds. Maybe 2 million. And then we'll weld on new pans with flux core, because I haven't bought gas yet, because I bought cars instead of welding gas, because I'm a dumbass. But that's fine. All right. Well, got the body outside, and we pressure washed the pan. It was pretty gnarly. It's not perfect, but it's good enough to start. Now, well, it's lunchtime now. Ooh, is that a bag of chips or something? Nice. Well, we're gonna start undoing this pan here. And then we'll redo it, make it all nice, put the running gear from that pan on this pan. Then we'll bolt we got a 1600 single port here that supposedly runs, that we just need to put exhaust on and a couple other little things, but we got enough engines here. We can probably get one to run. Bolt that on here, and then we'll try to go play buggy for a minute. Just see if we can get the brakes all squared away, and with what we got. I'm not really too worried about spending $100 on brake stuff if I can just tootle around, because the Wilwood brakes I want to get are like $3,000, and well, that's just not in the budget today. But $100 to get the regular brakes working, no problem. And I bet you between 3 chassis, we can probably get enough parts to work. At least that's the hope. Well, we got the pans on. I'm just laying it out here, making sure I got everything. So we even got this part, which is cool. And a jack mount. So you should be able to just grind a million miles and drill out a bunch of holes and then weld this all back together. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Then we'll put the heater channels, which I've snuck into the corner here, bolt them to that, cut that out of the other car, use my handy dandy crane that I just made, it's over there, lower it on there and weld it all up. Then we'll have a car. Yeah, be cool. We're only like $2,000 into this $300 car. Mint. All right, well, we got the pan in here. It's the next day. I cut out most of the remnants of what was in there. So we still got a little bit back here and a little bit there, and then we got to clean it up a little. I started to try and get this tar paper off. It's most of the way off. This a little crusty down here, but I'm gonna truck bed liner this whole thing, so I'm not too worried about it. That stuff's almost as strong as the metal that it's going on. Same thing over here. So, same deal over here. Still need to peel that off. And I'm not sure if I want to put these parts on or not. I guess I should, since that looks like it's bent. That's my next step. I don't know what these parts are. Never seen that piece. I guess I'll find out. And while I'm here hacking away, I'm going to cut an access port over here for the clutch. Because putting the clutch cable on these is one of the hardest jobs, which is actually kind of funny. There's a bunch of different ways to skin that cat, but since we already got the grinder out anyway, we'll cut that open. It's actually really funny. When I pulled this pedal assembly off yesterday, the clutch end, you can kind of see it's in there. Ooh, look there's nuts in there. Yeah, we need to clean this thing out. We'll open up the panel here. But when I went to go pull the pedal assembly out, there was like half a roll of freaking electrical tape around the clutch cable to try to keep it on the pedal assembly when you go put it in, because it can be kind of tricky. I don't need that. I've had a couple times where it's been a pain in the butt, but hi B. So yeah, so we're gonna get the pan halves on today. I'm hoping to get those welded. I'm just gonna do flux core for that with spot welds. I'm gonna drill a million holes, because it doesn't matter, and it'll be strong enough. Like I said, I'm gonna truck bed liner this, so it'll be stronger from that than the freaking sheet metal that's underneath. And then I think if we have time, we'll pull the front end off and start moving the running gear from this guy over to this guy. So I'm fixing on this now and just peeling this old pan off like a can opener, just, and when a spot weld gives me trouble, I chisel it off. We're most of the way done with over here. This is the hard part. And now I have this part But this part feels thinner than the original one does, and it's in halfway decent shape. It's a little wavy here, but nothing a little heating and beating can't fix. So, I don't know. We're gonna get this last little section, get that, and then I think we're gonna drill a couple holes in this thing, spot weld it on there, measure everything. Then we'll move on to the next side. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. So I got through this corner. It was a little bit of a pain in the butt. Can't really do that one-handed. But what you can see here, if you just get a pair of channel locks, you can kind of roll the last, oh, hard to do it with my left hand. Oh, well, you see what I'm doing. You can just peel that piece off once you grind it off. Now keep in mind there's like a 1/2 inch shelf on the main backbone of the car here. You don't want to cut that off, that'd be bad. Of course you could fix that, but I'd rather not, because this is the car legally. So you just got to peel this off, and then we got a little rusty crusty piece up here, wire wheel, and we'll be set. Well, it took me an hour. I thought it was going to take me 20 minutes, but I peeled all the old pan off, and I got this one banged in place. It's wobbling here, but that seems like it'll be fine. So I got to drill a whole bunch of holes here, but I think I'm good on this for right now because it looks like a floor, and that's pretty good for me, because then I can just look at it and be happy for 5 seconds. So now let's get on to this side. I still have to peel this off, and basically the whole length. But and I seem like I cut into this a little bit more than I'd like to, but that's fine. We'll and I gotta fix whatever they did here. But I think I'll just throw a cover plate over that and be like, yep, that's an inspection port. But, you know, never have too many inspection ports. Besides, I think there's a whole bunch of acorns and nuts inside the tunnel here, so hopefully those don't catch on fire when I start welding. Alright, on to the next side. Well, we got pretty far today. Not as far as I'd like, but we got this side fitted. I still have to drill the holes for the spot welds because I'm MIG welding it, and I don't really believe in seam welding it. It's not a good idea on these. I got further on here, but for some reason this pan, the support is welded on, but on that side it wasn't. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna. This one looks better than that side even, so I think I'm just gonna pop that off. But we got it most of the way. Now I just gotta get this little seam popped off and then clean it up and weld it. I already cleaned it up on that side, the wire wheel. So, but it's lunchtime. Got to go pick the boy up from school. But big progress today. Half pan. I think by the end of the day we should be able to get both sides on and maybe even welded. That'd be nice. Then we can start on paint. Everybody's favorite. Well, we're working on this side. We got that peeled. And I just peeled, this is probably like 2 feet, maybe 18 inches from there to there. And as you can see, the rest of the carnage. I still got a couple inches over there in the corner, but I gotta go make dinner now. So, making progress, piece by piece. Only hit myself in the hand a couple times with a hammer. Found my work garden gloves, which help just not get scritched up by all this crap. Then I gotta grind these spot welds all down and then put new spot welds. Fun, fun, fun. Alright, well, another day, another dollar. I pretty much got all the pan peeled off. As you can see, I got lots of spot welds to grind down, but those aren't too bad. Then I gotta straighten that out a little bit. And the next step is This pan, the support is welded on, so I just got to drill that out. That won't take that long. And then we're going to weld it in. And then we're going to weld the other side, and then we'll have a pan. That'll be nice. Well, that's pretty much done. How long did that take? 3 minutes? Nice. Alright, well, we ground down all the spot welds that were over here. We're going to hit this with the wire wheel again. But I think I'm going to grind down this side while I have the grinder with the grinder wheel. Because I haven't really done all of it yet. Stuck so good because we still got to straighten that out, and then there's a whole bunch of junk that needs to get ground down. Alright, well, I just screwed up. I didn't record grinding this all down, but I still need to wire wheel it, so it's okay. Ugh. Well, helps if it's plugged in, huh? Where? There you are. Those are probably ready to weld. How long did that take? 2 minutes? Beautiful. Ooh. Well, we got this all cleaned up. Here. It's not perfect. I'm not perfect. This is good enough. Just like these pans. But I think, so now we need to drill all the holes in there. So let's see. We just need to go about 1 every inch the whole way down. And we need to get this support off. So I'll do that next, I guess. All right, now we're gonna drill this out. Ugh. This has got some spot welds holding it on. I got a piece of wood here to catch the drill bit instead of our leg. I don't know if that's a decent angle, but I don't care. These are pretty evident. I think we're gonna go 7/32. Yeah, that's it. 7/32, maybe in a 1/4 inch if you're crazy. There we go. That one's popped. Make sure that your sacrificial piece of wood is underneath. That one I didn't even go all the way through. Perfect. There we go. Another perfect one where I didn't go all the way through. All right, now we're up on here. I don't know if you can even see that. Almost. There we go. There we go. That is not nearly enough welds. That was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not enough for all this. I'm gonna add a couple here. Oh, there was one here, it just broke already. Alright. Alright, this should fit now. Alright, well, this fits now. Not great. I'm going to have to beat it in a couple places, like right there. But that's fine. We expect that. Same right here. It's not perfect. That's what you get with these Qualidad Assuradad Commercial de Fusca. the generic pan for Mexico, I believe. Hecha in Mexico, eh? But should do just fine for my car. I'm gonna scrape these out and rot them out anyway. So now I just gotta drill a bunch of holes, weld it, and we'll be good to go. Oh, and then I gotta put the seat rails in and everything, but I'm not gonna do that until I get the cage in the car. So we'll see. Fun, fun, fun. All right, we're gonna drill all these holes here. But first, we have to mark it out. I like to go about 1 every inch. It's gonna make this fun. Let's drill some holes. Well, that was a little close. That's all right. You can see what I'm doing over there? Alright, so I drilled all my holes. And we're gonna fit this on here, tack it. Maybe we'll have to beat it on here a little bit. That's fine. And then we'll do the other side. And then it'll be lunch. Thank goodness. Well, I got this fitted. It's clamped. It's not perfect. We're gonna have to beat it while we weld it, but I'm gonna get the corners, and then we're gonna just tack weld a couple spots in the middle. Then we'll move on to the other side, and then we'll fit it to the body. And then once we get it, because I can weld these at any time, but undoing them all would take forever. So if I mess it up, I don't want to mess it up that bad. So we're gonna just tack it like in 5 or 6 places. Do the same on the other side. Get the heater channels on here, and then start hacking away at the body to fit the heater channels into the body. And probably the firewall from the other car, because this firewall is rotten. But that's not that big of a deal. And then we'll do the front quarter, and then the rear quarters. And then we have about 1,000,000 hours of paint and body work. And then we'll have the coolest car ever. Well, I got this tacked in here, but I did it with the flux core, so it looks terrible. But I assure you it's plenty strong for now, and I'm gonna go back over everything. But we wanna make sure it fits before we go welding any more than that. Now let's pop this clamp off. Yeah. You still gotta get that popped in there, see? That's fine. For right now, that's great. We got the pan on. Let's do the other side now. Woohoo! Well, I got the pans tacked in here. They don't look good because I did it with the flux core. And I was getting it dialed in. But we're tacked in here like I can stand on it. See? No.
You don't even need all of it to get it close, you know. And this is just to make sure everything fits right, and then we'll come back and weld it all with MIG, hopefully. If not, flux core will be fine for this. When I do the body work, it's a different story, but floor pans aren't that hard. Especially with a million plug welds like this, it'll be all right. But yeah, pretty happy we got the floor finished today, or at least fitted. Hooked up. I dropped my Mountain Dew. Man. Well, if I wasn't doing so good, I'd feel pretty bad about that. Oh well. Got the floor in. Now I guess I can go make lunch and then I'll pull the transmission. All right, pressure washer this. Man, that stuff is caked on there. Huh. Scraper? There we go. Well, it's better now. Still icky. But I think I'm gonna yoink it and mount it on there, make sure it fits and everything. Then we'll do the front beam, because front beam's easy. And then we'll be set. We can roll this thing around like a normal car. And, well, maybe I'll just leave this front beam on and keep that there. We'll see. We'll see. But on to the next step. Now, I got most of the way pulling this transmission out. Got the axles, tubes unhooked. I think I'm just going to cut the e-brake cables because they're seized anyway. And then I just got the front transmission mount, but I can't get this transmission bolt nut out because my big battery died on my impact. And I don't want to run the air compressor for the big air impact gun all the way up here. That's too much work. So, not getting the transmission in today, at least not right now. But it's lunchtime anyway, so we made big progress. I'm pretty happy.